Triple B Hot Takes. Welcome, welcome.
Good morning! Seasons come and go, but I will never change. NFL Sunday, Week 9. Woo! Got some good-ass matchups this week. It's going to be high-flying, falutin action here. Welcome to Triple B Hot Takes. I am not alone. Nope. I am joined by my father, my partner, my dad, Roy. What up, Roy?
Salute to Service Week. I came decked out. It's Veterans Day next weekend, and this goes out to all you veterans, all that serve, all that are serving, all that give a goddamn about this country. We are appreciated, want you to know that, and we're going to celebrate you all year long.
All right. Well,
Happy Sunday.
we have a lot of awesome matchups this week. We'll get right into it. Let's get sweaty. QBs this week. I love. Well, I love him. But I love Jalen Hurts against Dallas. I even have in parentheses, he can attest, fuck Dallas. Fuck them. I love Philly in this matchup. Everybody's taking Dallas. They're like, Dallas is going to beat Philly in Philly. They're taking Dallas because they're the upset. No. Philly. Fly, Eagles, fly. I love the Eagles in this matchup. Let's go. And I say that, and I'm in my head, I'm like, Dallas is going to beat them. But anyways, so that's just where I stand. Jalen Hurts is my number one QB this week. My risk, and I'm starting him for the last time. This is it. This is the last time I'm starting him in my DraftKings. Jordan Love. He plays a Rams defense that has suffered against the pass all year long, and I just gotta believe that, hey, maybe it's this week. They're at home, the Rams. I don't know, but he's only $5,500. I'm taking Jordan Love in my DraftKings. I did. It was between him and Sam Howell. I also have Sam Howell there because Sam Howell has a prime matchup against the Patriots this week. However, for some reason, I think the Patriots are just going to play Washington well this week, and I think that the Patriots are going to hold them tight. I don't know why. On paper, Washington should floor them.
Belly always plays.
But they're not good. I just don't
well.
think they will. In Foxborough,
Belly always plays.
I don't know, but Sam Howell is only 5,800 and Jordan Love is only 5,500. Either of those two, I would play him. I'm playing Jordan Love. I had Sam Howell in my lineup. I took him out for J Love. Jalen Hurts is pretty expensive, but Jalen Hurts is still my number one QB. Dad QBs, I need to stop that.
All right, QBs. I have Sam Howell listed right here as my starting QB for all those reasons. New England is missing two of their starting cornerbacks this week. Also, they're allowing 7.1 pass yards per play. Howell had a big game last week against Philly. He was 35 of 52 for 397 and 1, 2, 3, 4, count them, cutters last week. I like Sam Howell. I've got him in my lineups. Add a risk at quarterback, and you're going to laugh at this one, B. At $5,700, coming in right under Sam Howell, is Derek Carr.
Oh, my God.
Derek Carr. He still sucks, but he's thrown for over 300 yards the last 3 games. 84% pass efficiency. Last week he was 310 yards in the air for 2 tutters. I know. And that was against a really shitty Indy defense. This week they have an even shittier Bears defense, who has given up the second to last most receiving yards and touchdowns to opposing teams this year. Derek Carr goes off at home against Chicago.
Okay, running backs. Allegedly, our fearless leader, not so much, Matt LaFleur, has said that Aaron Jones is going to be fully back this week. He has said multiple occasions in press conferences, for whatever it's worth, that Aaron Jones is going to get a huge workload today. If that's the case, which I hope it is, I have Aaron Jones in all my lineups this week. I have a feeling that if Matt LaFleur is true to this is the ride or die week for me as far as playing Packer players in fantasy. I have Jordan Love stacked with Aaron Jones. If they suck and if they lose today, I swear to God, I will not have a single Packer player in any of my fantasy lineups, in any of my DraftKings, in any of my underdogs, in anything. Non-existent, not in there, not going to happen.
Nada.
But as far as this week goes,
Goose
I'm riding it one more time because LA Rams give up points. They give up yards. And if we can't at least score multiple times against the Rams, and we truly are the toilet bowl of the NFL, and that sucks ass. But I'm riding it. Aaron Jones this week. I love Aaron Jones this week. Aaron Jones this week.
Aaron Jones.
I love Aaron Jones this week.
Would you think Aaron going to play Aaron Jones
Now,
this
a lot
week?
of people are going to question me on this one. Because he is my number 2 running back in my lineup this week. I was going to put the starter in, but I was like, you know what? For some reason, I'm being called to this guy. I got Zach Moss as my number 2 running back this week. Not even a risk. Not even a risk. Zach Moss has been running it down opponent's throat, and Carolina is arguably the most suspect team for that type of offense. Now, Zach Moss has stayed relevant, and he is a lot cheaper. I have him in all my lineups. Zach Moss stacked with Aaron Jones. Not stacked because they're not on the same team. Talking too much. Risk this week. Sleeper of the week. Know the name. Devin Singletary. Houston Texans. Kind of fell off the map after he left Buffalo.
Interesting
but
choice.
he has been eaten at Dameon Pierce's carries for the last 3 weeks now. And now Dameon Pierce is out. He's hurt. He is not playing this week. Dameon Pierce has got the bulk of the carries. Probably going to get 20-plus carries. Not sure what he'll do with them, but he's going to get them. So, with that bulk load for only, $4,300, Devin Singletary is my sleeper of the week, hands down. Have him in all my flex spots in DraftKings. Roy?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Devin Singletary.
All right.
Aaron Jones. Zach Moss.
Keeping with the stacks, Derek Carr stacking with Alvin Kamara. I am very high on Alvin Kamara this week against Chicago. The Bears are allowing the most receiving yards and touchdowns to running backs in the league.
That's
despite
how he gets
missing the
300
last
yards.
3 games, or the first 3 games of his suspension, Kamara, dumbass, he still leads by 7 receptions of all running backs in the NFL. So he's getting checked down to and thrown to
That's
a
how
shit
Derek
ton.
Carr gets the good stats.
Agreed, but it's points and
he
it's
just,
fantasy. I agree.
Kamara, and then Kamara makes a move
I think my
and
first
goes
line
for
was
20.
he still sucks. However, he's putting up fantasy points, and Alvin Kamara is going to do the same today. Like Alvin Kamara, 8,100 though he's expensive as hell. He's expensive as hell.
Most expensive, I think, this week.
My second running back of the week, and I have him circled. Fire play of the week.
Uh-oh.
Jonathan Taylor, breakout day at
Wow.
Indy. He goes off, and he goes off large
Or
today.
Zach Moss.
Jonathan Taylor, he goes off at Indy versus Carolina. JT had 94 yards at halftime last week, and the dumbass coach gave him 1 carry the rest of the half. He came out and said, hey, I am sorry, it was a game flow problem. Indy was getting their ass kicked. They started chucking the ball. This week, he is committed to making sure JT gets the rock, and he's going to carry it often. JT this week, $6,400 in DraftKings, which isn't too horrible, but I like him very, very much this week. A risk, and it goes without saying, he's $5,100. Darrell Henderson against our shit-infested Green Bay Packer run defense. They can't stop anybody, and all I make in my comments here is pick any goddamn running back playing the Green Bay Packers, and you're going to have a day. That's all I need to say about that.
Wide receivers. I have him circled, huge fire written down there. Trust me on this one, people. Ring the alarms, ringy dingy dingy. He's back this week. Devontae Adams. There is no way.
No, you damn right. Got
There
him
is
right here.
no
damn right. He
way
goes off.
that coach can take over and not feed Davante Adams the ball, because I'm telling you what, the Raiders are adhering to the fans, which is a dangerous move. However, they publicly are doing what the fans want, basically. And
Josh
if
McDaniels
they are,
should never coach.
they're
anything.
literally, I guarantee in their game plan, they're like, we need to get Davante Adams the ball no matter what to make these people happy, or they are not going to come to these
Yep.
games anymore. They're going to hate us. The Raiders will win this week no matter what. The Raiders have to win this week. If the Raiders don't win this week, that is a huge problem immediately for this new coach. The Raiders are in a must-win situation. This is like the Raiders Super Bowl.
It is.
And it's only week 9, but
Agreed.
it truly is. And Davante is going to be at the forefront of that, which means he is going to eat at least 10 targets, at least 20 points, guaranteed. I'm guaranteeing it! Davante Adams, fire play of the week. And if you can, which I can because I played cheaper running backs, Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, I stacked Davante Adams with Adge Brown, who has been going off. If you would have drafted A.J. Brown, number 1 overall, the only wide receiver that's been doing better than him, not Justin Jefferson,
No.
not Jamar Chase, not even Austin Eckler, running back, not Christian McCaffrey. Tyreek Hill is the only wide receiver doing better than him fantasy-wise.
Tyreek the Street.
A.J. Brown is going off. And that's the crazy thing about fantasy is we're better off drafting him over Justin Jefferson. By the way, when are you going to see the field again? Need you, man. On my bench in like 3 leagues. Justin Jefferson. Damn it. I should have drafted Adge Brown.
Yeah. Can't believe you didn't.
Live and learn. A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are feeling it, and
Boom,
A.J.
boom.
Brown is looking. He is fun to watch, folks. That guy can play football. Holy
He can
hell,
ball.
Titans! Why'd you get rid of him?
He can ball.
Dumb. My risk of this week, same as last week. He only scored 8 last week, but there's a changing in the guard a little bit in New England because of injuries. A lot of wide receivers went down over the course of the year. You got Bourne, who's on IR. Devontae Parker is in concussion protocol, which opens the door even further for Demario Douglas to just step through and say, "Hey, Bill Belly, I'm
Drop
your guy.
that big
Drop my
slab
cock
on
all
the table."
all over. Who are they? Washington. All over Washington.
had to save you
yeah,
again there.
Demario Douglas is gonna just
Wow.
all over Washington's D.
Holy
Demario Douglas this week, only
I
$4
swear to
grand.
God, the postman must have had your way.
Only $4 grand. Demario Douglas, risk wide receiver. But seriously though, I would just like to say one more time: put Davante Adams in your lineup. Put him in. Davante Adams. He's going to go off, guaranteed. Raiders have to win this game. Just facts.
It is. And I have him right there, Davante Adams. Las Vegas versus New England. New coaching staff. New QB in
Las Vegas
Vegas
doesn't
with
play
a
New England.
focus on, the Giants. Las Vegas and the New York Giants. Sorry.
I saved you.
You did,
there.
thank you. It's
You're
about
welcome.
time. But their focus is getting him the ball. And
You
New
play
York's
to win the game.
capacity's been suspect, so I think they're going to go at it. Aiden O'Connell, who is the starting quarterback for Vegas this week, has a good rapport with Davante, and he likes to go. He's his number 1 target when he's playing in the game, although I guess he hasn't had that many snaps. But when he does, he uses Davante. I like him again, Bennett, like you do. $8,100. He's not cheap, but he's going to go off. My other wide receiver, Adam Thielen. This guy is just making a play week after week after week.
After week
Carolina and the
after
Colts.
week.
He is the man, averaging 12 targets per game. The Colts play a zone defense, averaging 12 targets per game.
Holy hell.
Yeah, big. And the Colts play a zone defense 84% of the time. Thielen rocks against the zone at 1.93 EPA yards per route run. It's the 3rd highest in the league. So Adam Thielen, great day. Josh Downs I have playing on the other side of the football at $5,200. By the way, Adam Thielen's 75, so he's not cheap either. But Josh Downs, he is a go today. He was questionable, but I just saw the news this morning. He's a go. The last 4 games, he's seen 21% of the target share, posting huge numbers in that attempt to do so. So I like Josh Downs as another receiver at my risk. I have him circled. My sleeper of the week. He's already mentioned him. Demarius Douglas. Washington against New England. He's the sole man there right now with the injuries that are going on, and he's been playing large as well. So put him in. Put the guy in. He's going to have a big day, I think, because who else are they going to throw to?
I don't know.
Demarius Douglas, like him.
Tight ends. My forefront is Mark Andrews this week because Travis Kelce plays right now, actually. So he is too early to be in the main slate of fantasy, which is what we cover. By the way, NFL, thank you for putting one of the best games of the year at 9 a.m. on basically a pay-per-view plan. You can only watch it if you subscribe to NFL Plus, which you have to pay for. Yeah. So you don't even get the channel on TV. You have to download the app, and then you have to upload the app on your TV, and then you have to open the app. Then you probably have to create an account. Then you have to
coverage is probably shitty. It doesn't come
put in your email, put in your password, and then by the way, then you're finally in by the time it's the second quarter. And it's 14-14, great game probably, and you're tuning in. But, oh, my God, you have Miami playing Kansas City at 9 a.m. in Germany. That is highway robbery for all the true hardy American football fans that need that matchup.
Where'd your league start, by the way? Oh, that's right here in the good old U.S. of A. Why in the fuck don't you cater to the people of this country?
Nothing against
tired of you, NFL.
Germany.
Tired of you, Roger Goodell.
Spreading it out.
You suck.
I like the world getting in on the football vibe. I really do.
They can tune it in from there.
But
we don't have to play.
Can we at least have the Miami and Kansas City matchup?
Oh my God.
Here?
Can't you make enough money already?
Could you imagine the 3:00 slate if the NFL would have had that game there, which it should have been? You got Philly taking on Dallas in Philly, paired with Miami and Kansas City. I would have been in heaven. And now, I'm not. Because I'm not going to watch any, basically, of the Kansas City-Miami game. Rambling, but I'm upset because that's a great game.
Plus, you got to finish off the nightcap with Buffalo and Cincy. It couldn't get any better. Get any better. But you fuck it up by making it a morning game in Germany.
My risk at tight end. And who I have in all my lineups today is a little guy by the name of Trey McBride on Arizona Cardinals. Who is that, you say? Well, he is replacing Zach Ertz, who is currently injured right now. And last week, he had 14 targets, caught 10 of them, scored 22 points last week, and nobody even knew who this guy was. The only downside is that
there's been a quarterback change.
There has been. Dobbs is traded. He's a Viking now.
Which I fully don't understand, but... But
Trey McBride, 14 targets last week. He's worth a start at tight end for only $3,700. If you stack your lineup with better players in other positions, like I have, Trey McBride is not a bad option at tight end.
Nope.
At all. So, 14 targets last week. 14.
14, count them.
22 points.
14.
Okay.
Another tight end that had a huge breakout game last week. And I just realized he's playing the night game, so it really doesn't help you if you're only playing main slate, but it will help you tonight. Dalton Kincaid, Buffalo versus Cincy. Knox is still out, and the last 2 weeks, this guy has been on fire. 13 of 140 for a tutter in 15 targets, and only 15 targets. He's scoring big, he's scoring often, and last week, the Bengals, as good as the Bengals are, they gave Kittle 8 receptions for 149 yards last week. So 8.45 yards per attempt. I like Dalton Kincaid a lot in this game. My risk at tight end, and this is a ginormous risk because this is the third time I've suggested he a risk, and it will be the last time I suggest he be a risk. Luke Musgrave, Green Bay versus the Rams.
Yikes.
If LaFleur has his head squarely out of his ass, he's going to use the short game with Aaron Jones to win this game and keep things in the realm of possibility for Jordan Love, who can't throw the ball downfield.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
He cannot.
He can.
Efficiency proves it. Look at the numbers. He's ass bad when he throws the ball downfield.
A lot of drops.
Ass bad.
A lot of drops.
So this is it. This is it. By the way, he has the second most targets and receptions for the Packers, which quietly I didn't even realize that.
Luke Musgrave, I'm out on him, but I'm hanging.
He's
on
a risk.
Aaron Jones.
He's cheap, $3,300.
My big old hairy scary D. Hewitt. I would recommend everybody plays this defense right in the middle of the pack, but led by an absolute stud. I got the Raiders defense just stifling.
Hard not to play that.
Stifling the New York Giants' shitty offense as it already is.
Yeah.
Raiders D all day.
There you go. I've got the Saints D against the Bears, just because the Bears, I like Badgett a lot. I think the guy has a lot of potential. He's going to develop well. But boy, they put the heat on him last week, and he did not look so good with pressure on him, and the Saints will do the same.
Okay, 3 picks this week. Both went 2-1 last week. I am currently 13-11. That's above 500. And Roy has climbed the mountain. Roy, you're officially not in the water anymore. You are at 500, my friend. 12-12.
Isn't that something?
Roy was behind 5 games, and he has turned around the last 3 weeks to be 12-12. Here we go. Some spicy matchups this week, starting with the Seahawks versus the Ravens. The Baltimore's at home, and this is probably one of the most surprising spreads that I've seen this week. They are giving the Ravens 6.5 against a red-hot Seattle Seahawks team. I totally disagree with that, and I am taking the Seahawks actually headed into Baltimore to upset Baltimore. I like the Seahawks this week.
Interesting.
Dad, who you got?
Yeah, I can't after seeing what Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews did last week. Still not a Lamar fan, but still not a Baltimore fan. But boy, they were just freaking on fire.
6.5.
They were on fire last week. Which is probably why I think that's too big a spread. But I'm taking Baltimore in this one. The over and under is 44 points. I think that's going to get smashed. I would take the over on that.
I love the Seahawks. Okay, probably the best game of the week because nobody will be able to watch the actual best game of the week. As aforementioned, the Kansas City-Miami game is happening, and nobody's going to be able to see it.
Nope.
Unless you pay $10.99 to subscribe to NFL Plus.
Ain't happening.
So, the true game of the week, or arguably one of the games of the week, is Dallas heading in to Philadelphia. I cannot wait for this. I am a under-the-radar Philadelphia fan. I have been rooting for them since I became a huge fan of Jalen Hurts. I took a huge risk on Jalen Hurts last year. Nobody believed me, and I went through it. I drafted Jalen Hurts in every league last year, and everybody gave me shit. Everybody was making fun of me, dragging my name through the dirt. And what did Jalen Hurts do? Jalen Hurts ended up being the #1 fantasy quarterback last year. Yes, I will pat myself on the back from time to time.
I'll pat you on the back, too.
I got him in the 8th round in almost every league, and now I'm a huge fan. I love Jalen Hurts. I love his poise, his demeanor, and I love Philadelphia taking it to Dallas in Philly. The fans are going to be going nuts. I'm taking Philly. -3 Philly is. Money line. Taking the money line. Not even effing with points. Philly outright. Boom, bam, bang. Philly. You picked Dallas.
I certainly did. My upset of the week is Dallas going into Philly and stomping them. Philly's not as good as they appear.
Wow. Buffalo versus Cincinnati. Buffalo is heading into Cincinnati.
This one I know we agree upon. Or at least I assume we do.
Buffalo is heading into Cincinnati. Cincinnati's getting 2.5. I'm sorry, I always phrase that wrong. Cincinnati is minus 2.5. So they're. I mean, I say that as in like Cincinnati's the favored team, but technically Buffalo is given the points because they're not favored. That's how it works.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because Cincinnati's going to win. Take the money line. Boom. Cincinnati in the jungle versus the Buffalo Bills. I honestly think that this could be a rout.
I think so too. I think it's going to. I think Joe Burrow has a day. I think Chase has a day. I even think Mixon. He came up questionable with a chest injury, but he is a go. 50.5 is the over and under on it. I think that's indicating a shootout. But I think it could be a rout as well.
You talk about a team that isn't as good as people think. That is my opinion of Buffalo.
Josh Allen's dinged up again somehow, and he's not leading on to what his shoulder issue again. Well, that play, was it last week where he got tackled out of bounds? He kind of landed funny on his shoulder, and he shook it off a little bit, but I think it's bothering him more than he's leading on. So,
well, that leads us to our upset of the week. Who's your upset, Roy?
I already told you.
Dallas.
Dallas
Okay.
over Philly. That's
Dallas is his upset. Okay, yeah. I am taking. I think this is actually an easy upset. Can't believe I'm saying that. I'm taking the Jets. Monday Night Football. I'm taking the Jets to upset the Chargers in New York and move to 5-3 Aaron Rodgers-less, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Absolutely nuts. They're playing well. Their defense is good.
So Rodgers comes back. Do you put him in?
He posted out on Instagram that he plans to be back in December when they take on the Rams, I believe, which is nuts. But he literally circled the date and said, I will play this game, and probably will be the fastest that anyone's ever come back from snapping your Achilles.
When the guy is committed to something and really driven, he gives 100% all the way every day.
Yo, wizard Harry.
When he gets a bug under his saddle or a burr under his saddle and decides he doesn't want to do anything, then he can be the world's worst too. So we'll see.
That leads us to the Packer game.
Go Pack, go.
And it has been a rough year to say the least. However, any true Packer fan still bleeds green no matter what. And I bleed green and gold until the day that I fucking die. So, I am taking the Packers this week. Bounce back week. Jordan Love passing downfield all game perfectly. Aaron Jones, love him.
Numbers
love
don't
him,
lie, film don't
love
lie.
him.
That's all I'm saying.
Packers 27, Rams 24. Go,
Wow.
Pack, go.
Wow.
Who you got? Probably the Rams.
I have a final score in this one, 16-13. Packers win this by 3.
I think we win.
But I don't think either team's going to have large numbers through the air today if Matthew Stafford doesn't play. If Matty Stat plays, look out. It could be a whole different game.
Hey, I'm guessing the smell of charcoal's in the air. I'm guessing there's a couple beers going in the parking lot of Lambeau Field.
Big old brat.
I hope that everybody is loud
Meaty brat.
and proud and cheers on the Packers today because, hey, at the end of the day, we ride with the highs. We're there for them at the lows. That's how this works. So I am not going to turn my back on the Packers. Go Pack, go. We're going to win today. Grab a beer, spread some cheer. Have a great day. We love ya. Whoa! Jordan Love passing downfield all game.